Next, it's 3 years since direct trains between London and Shrewsbury were cancelled permanently, but today the Department for Transport said they will be back on track by Christmas.
At the moment, commuters to the capital have to travel via Birmingham, Wolverhampton and even Crewe. However, as part of a new franchise deal to run the West Coast Main Line, Virgin Trains says there will be soon 2 direct services a day. Callum Watkinson reports.
Shrewsbury is the only English county town without a direct rail link to London. That's about to change, the government promised today. Mandy Thorne runs a nursing home here, but travels by train to the capital once a week. For her, rail time is office time, and changing is disruptive.
It's really good thinking time, it's good working time. I'm able to organise my day, organise myself for the meetings that I'm going to attend in London. Actually changing trains is a real pain because you then have to stop, you've got to pack everything away. So being able to get on the train in Shrewsbury, work all the way down to London will be fantastic.
Shrewsbury lost its direct service 3 years ago when Wrexham and Shropshire stopped operating. The service is set to be reinstated as part of a new government contract with Virgin Trains that also promises more seats and better onboard Wi-Fi for passengers. For politicians, it's not just about getting commuters out, but visitors in.
Tourism is now our #1 income generator. We want to attract national and international tourists to Shrewsbury. We have a lot to show tourists here in our beautiful county town, very historic town. And we want to make sure it's easier for them to come by train, and that's why the service is so vital.
So people here are pleased at the prospect of being able to get to London without changing trains. But the exact details of the tracks that these new services will run on still need to be worked out with Network Rail, and some experts warn that it's too early for the people of Shrewsbury to be celebrating.
I would leave the cork in the champagne bottle for a little while yet if you're in Shrewsbury, because it's not up to Virgin alone. They've now got to negotiate with the Office of Rail Regulation, which does the licensing, and Network Rail, which organises the timetable. And I see a problem here that south of Rugby, the West Coast, is already very full, and there may not be any slots available at the times of day that Virgin want.
The Office of Rail Regulation has rejected a Virgin application to run extra services before because of limited capacity. It told us today it hasn't yet received a proposal regarding these new routes. Callum Watkinson, ITV News.
Well, earlier I spoke to Mike Hewitson from Passenger Focus about today's announcement. I began by asking him if he's convinced that Shrewsbury will definitely get a direct service to London again by the end of the year.
Hopeful. Certainly the services to Shrewsbury are something that we wanted to see, and we wanted to see in the last franchise. It's not a simple process to get trains into the timetable. There are a lot of different people to talk to, and you have to find space and such. But certainly very hopeful that we'll get those direct services back again.
Well, there's certainly been a lot of lobbying for this particular line, and if it does happen, what will be the main benefits for passengers?
Well, passengers always like direct trains. I mean, there's an obvious answer why, because no one likes to get off one train, wait and get on another. There's a hassle factor involved. But there's also that anxious moment. Well, will I make the connection in time? What if one train's late? And it's always sort of in the back of your mind there. So through trains just give you that much more of a pleasurable experience. You can sit back and relax. And there's evidence, I think, as well, that it drives demand, that journey length could be one of the things that puts people off taking the train. If you have a more direct train, it's a quicker train, you get more people back on the train.
Do you think this will come at a cost, though, because passengers are already unhappy about the price of ticket fares? Are you worried about the cost, eventually, of this particular journey?
Will it impact on fares? We don't know at the moment. There's no reason why it automatically should, because fares policy is set directly by the government. It's the government that decides each January by how much fares are going to go up by, and that then gets put onto the train company. So there's no automatic link. We certainly wouldn't want to see them go up. We've had 10 or 11 years of above inflation increases by the last couple. So, you know, we're paying our bit, we've paid our bit. Now it's time to get the services back.
And just finally, the service was taken away before. Are you concerned that there is a risk it could be taken away again?
Well, the best way to keep a service running is for people to use it. So, you know, there's a part on passengers as well. But I think it takes a while to build up a business and a word of mouth and get people back onto it. So you've got to look at these things as longer term rather than we'll give it 6 months and see. So I think it takes commitment on both sides.
Mike Hewitson, thank you very much.
A schoolboy has been arrested